Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Androids journey, Android 17 and 18, exchange into Android 16, and just how good they are in DBZ Dokkan Battle. Now they got their EZA recently, their Extreme Z Awakening, and I am fortunate enough to have them at 100% or Rainbow in the Hidden Potential system. They're an Androids category lead of 170% with a 100% to extreme physical type units with key +4. They raise attack and defense for 1 turn on their 12 key and cause colossal damage to the enemy while slowing attack and defense. And on their ultra super attack, they raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause mega colossal damage to the enemy and greatly lower attack and defense. They have key +3 attack and defense of 178%, plus an additional attack and defense of 78% when performing a super attack. They have a medium chance of evading the enemy's attack, including super attack, and if HP is 66% or more at the start turn, they will get an additional key +3 and chance of evading the enemy's attack, including super attack +20%, which means in total they'll have 50% evasion when the HP is 66% or more. They get an additional defense of 35% within the same turn and launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack for 3 turns after evading an attack. They have the Androids category, key +2 and attack and defense of 50%. They have infinite energy, Android assault, solid support, shocking speed, soul v soul, fierce battle, and legendary power. And they're on very limited categories, being Androids, joint forces, siblings bond, Android Cell Saga, and target Goku. They can exchange with Android 16 for 3 turns and can be activated when HP is 66% or less with 2 or more Androids on the team, or can just be activated at any time against a Cell character. If you go to Android 16, you become a pretty interesting unit. You greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn on your 12 key, lower attack and defense and greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, and also sacrifice 6% HP on your 18 key. He has key +8 attack and defense of 240%, plus an additional attack and defense of 160% when performing a super attack. He has a great chance of performing a critical hit, and performs a critical hit when HP is 66% or less at the start of turn, or when there is an enemy whose name includes Cell, characters such as Cell Jr. excluded, and launches an additional super attack when there's an Androids, Cell Saga category enemy, or when all allies attacking in the same turn are Androids. Infinite energy, Android assault, solid support, and he gains tough as nails, but he's only there for 3 turns, so prioritizing tough as nails is not really that important. Now, I'm gonna say something. I think their EZA is very good. Just to get it out the way, I think their EZA is very good. I think what they did was they took the unit, what the unit did, and they made it better, but kept the same kind of principle of the unit. And they didn't give them guard, they didn't give them damage reduction, they didn't give them things like that. And we'll talk a little bit about that with Android 16, but anyway, the point is they took the unit's build, they took how it functioned, they made it the same, but better. This for me is exactly how they should treat unit EZAs, basically to the 99th percentile. So this is like a 99.99% correct EZA. We'll talk about the one change I would make. Now, for me, they are really good. They elevate the Androids team big time. They help out Android Cell Saga big time. They help out target Goku big time. They're really solid. The only issue I have with them at all, is I believe Android 16 should have had guard. Android 16 is awesome. Android 16 does like 20 mil damage. He can do like 22 million in attack stat. He can follow it up with like a 13 million crit. And his defense afterwards is literally insane. Like his defense will be well over 1 million. He'll look nuts. He's got additionals. He's got 50% crit baked in. He's awesome. If you are running Android 16, he is still a 2nd slot unit though. His starter turn defense doesn't hit huge heights, and he doesn't have anything else to protect him until he supers. So like units that have 300, 400k defense, and you want them to be a 1st slot unit or something, they generally speaking will have guard or damage reduction. For me, guard should have been applied to Android 16. You kept the health sacrifice mechanic, which I think is very good. Most Android 16s in the game have guard. The Into Android 16 has guard. The other Into Android 16 has a chance to guard. The Tech Android 16 has a chance to guard. I believe what they should have done is kept the same premise, and you could have nerfed it as well in a sense, and made it so that if all the androids in the same turn are, well, all allies in the same turn are androids, then he could have guarded all attacks. He's only out for literally 2 turns, so 2 attacks he will essentially do. So to me, this wouldn't have made him OP, and I think would have really completed out the build. Because then what you could have done is you could have saved the Android 16 transformation really for when you're in a super tight situation. You still do, obviously, most times, but now it really would have been like your ace in the hole. Of course, it possibly would have made him a bit ridiculous, but I think for a unit that's only there for maximum 2 turns, I think it's more than fine. Now, in terms of build, it's a couple ways. Basically, in their base form, you kind of want crit because they kind of have an ability to gain additional attacks. But honestly speaking, realistically speaking, you probably want to either go with evasion and additionals, because what that does is that gives them, firstly, additional evade. Secondly, it gives them additionals that can boost their defense after super. Then, if we're looking at Android 16, he benefits from the additionals as well, and he kind of benefits from the evasion as well. So, like, comparatively, usually when you have like a unit you're transforming into that's super tanky or something, you'd say like, no, don't have him, essentially have evasion or something, because he doesn't have guard or damage reduction. It's okay for him to have evasion, and then additionals helps both forms. So I feel like that's the correct way to go here. Weirdly enough, it just feels correct to me. With that being said, link-wise, the number 1 priority is Android's Assault. It's there for both sides of the coin. It's by far and away the best link. 2 key, defense at 20%, it's huge. Then after that, we're looking at more things like solid support, fierce battle. You also have shocking speed that you can get as well, although that does disappear when Android 16 is around. Soul v Soul is not really a link that I believe is something you get regularly outside the Android Cell Saga, so I wouldn't necessarily support working on it. And Infinite Energy, although a really fantastic link, is also one you're only going to get with Android 17 and 18 units, which is fine because obviously they're very highly present on the Androids team. As you saw, and physical Android 17 is a great linking partner for this guy. But realistically speaking, I'd probably say the baseline is Android's Assault, Fierce Battle, Shocking Speed, and then I would say from there you look at like Solid Support, Infinite Energy, etc. I think those are probably your next go-to links. They do benefit quite a bit from link leveling. Android Assault benefits huge. Infinite Energy is a pretty good one as well. I believe, Tough as Nails, obviously when you can, is really good because of the 5% damage reduction. But yeah, overall I would say they do benefit from link leveling. They are a strong unit like that. But really, they are a great unit. I think this is an easy A done right, an easy A done well, and the unit just looks really good. But that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and bye.